family and friends to Rocket Lanes, home of the Panhandle Gator Club. While you enjoy Gator football watch parties in the sports bar with fellow Gators, your family and friends can enjoy bowling, roller skating, and the many entertaining electronic games. All Gator fans are also welcome to attend the Panhandle Gator Club meetings, 6 p.m. every second Tuesday of the month at the same location. Follow Gator gatherings all year long at panhandlegatorclub.com. Go Gators!
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
VLQ Point St. Joe, WGSX. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Rise and shine, campers. It's a brand new day.
What a lovely morning.
Good morning, starshine.
You seem happy this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in early.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local. Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gonna get you hot. I'm gonna make it sweat. Stay hot up.
You all right, Brian? You all right, Brian?
Shall I get hot up?
Yeah.
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah.
Shall I get hot up?
Yeah.
Will it make me wet?
Well. Hey, starting the show off, I want to do this real quick. I think everybody should have to go see this movie, especially if you're a high school, college student age. Anybody really should go see the movie. Nuremberg, Russell Crowe plays Goering. Did I say it right? It's incredible. It will warn you now. I saw something. I've never seen these videos. It was actual footage, the World War II trial, and they actually showed the footage that those people saw when they went into the camps. And then they actually got some films from maybe Germans that had, and it goes into that, what all happened, and a lot of things happened. It's just, I didn't know all this stuff. If you love history, you need to go back and watch this. Russell Crowe does an incredible job. Go see the movie. I'm saying it's about World War II. You'll be glad you did. It's amazing. And one thing they said, all this might not have occurred if people would have spoke up way back. But they all were told, don't talk politics, don't say anything. Of course, if you had a radio and had a gun in Germany, you got killed, so you kind of listen to what they told you to do. But anyway, it's amazing. Go see the movie. I can't say it. And I couldn't believe it. We go in there. I know it was a holiday yesterday, but this was at 12:45. It was sold out. Wow. That's
unusual.
But they were all our age. The people older that you kind of know about World War II.
There's a lot of documentaries out about, the Second World War and Hitler.
This is incredible.
And all of the conspiracies and stuff. And then
yeah, I encourage everybody to go watch it.
Murder of him and everything like that. So it must be a good one for it to stand out like that.
It's an unbelievable movie. Russell Crowe is incredible. Glenn, I thought I saw Glenn in one of those clips, but it wasn't.
Man, no.
Did your dad fight in World War II?
He did.
I want to thank you for your service too.
You're welcome. He came in 2 days after D-Day, and they had just, I guess it was a new weapon. It wasn't really new. It was an 88 millimeter howitzer, and he came in and they were one of the first 5 or 6 to set up, and then he said, round the clock. He said sometimes they'd have to stop because the barrel, even on the 88 millimeter howitzer, got hot. So
yeah.
Anyway,
was he in Germany?
Well, he didn't. He said he didn't go any further than France, but he went all the way to the border, and they every time they moved up, they moved them up and things like that. So
wow.
He said, I'm going to try to. I don't know how many years I got left, but I want to go to Normandy.
You need to.
And I put the thing on Facebook yesterday. Your day at the beach depends on what they did on the beach. So I can't imagine with the tide out the amount of yardage to where they were going and get caught in those crossfires and all that. And knowing that you may not make it, and they still went. That,
My roommate,
that's unbelievable.
He went to that beach on vacation. They went there and saw it. He says it'll get your attention.
Yep.
Brian, what about your dad? Was he in?
He was in Vietnam, and then my grandfather was Air Force in World War II. And actually, I think that's how he met my grandmother. Being stationed over in England for part of that, and because she was from Manchester, but
wow.
Yeah, my grandfather was in World War I. He was a medic in World War I, so it was pretty neat.
Yeah. Well, happy Veterans Day to everybody yesterday. Glenn, what's going on locally here today?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, every first Friday of the month, we have a bunch of gentlemen. We meet out there off for $3.90 and have a lunch. And then this past Friday, I got to meet the state attorney, Larry Bassford. What a great guy he is. But he kind of played a little trick on me. He sat down and he said, I came over to sit down with you guys because somebody told you might be a serial killer. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah. He said, I heard you knocked off a box of cornflakes. And so I said, well, you got misinformation. It was Apple Jacks. But anyway, but he walked on at Florida State. He's a big Florida State fan and everything. And we talked about the first 5 Bay High players were on the first FSU football team. So
wow.
And Harold Conrad, that's the only one I really know, was he was the backup quarterback back then. So, and Larry's a great guy. Had a lot of fun talking to him, and he's a big Florida State fan. So good shout out to him.
Hey, Glenn, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why do golfers always take an extra pair of socks out onto the golf course?
Well, I do it in case I run out of toilet paper, but I don't know what everybody else does it for.
In case they get a hole in one. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Remember to tip waiters and waitresses.
He just gets better. You get better every day.
Well, I didn't even know he's a drunk till I saw him sober. So, So anyway, all right. Last night and you can tell it's soccer weather because it's freezing, it's raining. I mean, and so anyway. It's football season. It's always 100 degrees out there. But anyway, last night, the Arnold Marlins 2, big game against Gulf Breeze 0. So congratulations, Coach Hammond and those guys. And North Bay Haven's considered, going on also. Last night, North Bay Haven 3, South Walton 0. So congratulations to them. And in 3A quarterfinals on Friday, number 8 Baker County goes to Raines. Number 5 West Florida goes to number 4 Yulee. And number 7 Gobby comes to number 2 Bay High School. And number 6 Wakulla goes all the way over to Bishop Kenny. And then in the 4A, it'll be Arnold goes all the way to number 8. Arnold goes to St. Augustine, all the way over there. Pine Forest has Ed White the Pine Forest goes to Ed White on Friday, and Booker T. Washington goes to Choctaw, so that's not a very far ride. And then Rickards goes to number 6. Rickards goes to number 3. Columbia, Lake City. And then 5A, Nicefield is number 8. They go to Ponte Vedra. And number 5, Milton, they will go all the way over to Beachside. Number 4. Number 6, Lincoln comes to Mosley, and they will play Thursday night at Tommy Oliver Stadium.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. And number 7, Middleburg, goes all the way to Jacksonville Mainland. And then in 2A, Walton has a great distinction of number 8 going all the way to Bowles, number 1. Bozeman will travel to Pensacola Catholic. Number 7 goes to number 2. Number 6, Freeport goes to South Walton. That's number 3. And then FSU school goes to Baldwin. So those are what's happening in the playoffs. I saw in the paper the other day that Bowles has won their 38th state championship in swimming.
Yeah, I actually got some. I don't have all the details, so I apologize ahead of time.
The women were 35th in a row, and imagine that they got dorms where they can travel them from all over. So
literally from all over the world. I don't have the exact numbers on everything. I know for Arnold, I believe they were 20th on the boys' side. Cullen Descalzo finaled in a couple of events. I want to say backstroke and IM, and they had some relays. Macy Majori, who was on our show last year, I remember going in. She was in the B final in the 100 breaststroke for 2A. And then on the, on the 1A side, up against Bowles University there. North Bay Haven did really well. I know they've got a young team. I think Mia Juergens, I believe, was in a B final in an event. I think she's just an 8th grader.
Wow.
And then they had some boys relays as well. So they did pretty well down there. Again, both squads young. I mean, I think Cullen's maybe a sophomore over at Arnold. So they did really well. And then this weekend you have the 4A and 3A, which the 3A will feature Mosley. So Steve will be heading down to Ocala there probably leave.
Is it always in Ocala?
Friday. It is now. For years and years and years, it was in Orlando.
We're at in Orlando.
At the it's now called the Rosen whatever. It was the YMCA. It's right there, kind of at Sand Lake and International Drive. Perfect spot. Yeah. And then for all the years I was a head coach, it was down in Stuart, Florida, right next to the jail.
That's right.
Which was perfect. So, but it was really good down there too. It was outdoor though. That's a nice thing. Ocala built a beautiful indoor and outdoor facility, and so now they don't have any weather concerns, which we were pretty fortunate to dodge in Stuart. So cool trip.
Yep.
It's a lot closer to us, which is nice.
Yeah, that's true. That makes
Stuart's a long way.
Also, I apologize to my rural friends. We didn't get them all in, but I know that WeWa travels to Central, so
right.
I will find that out today, and we'll get it on before they
if I'm not mistaken, they played the last regular season game 2 weeks ago, so they're going to play again in a rematch.
I think Port St. Joe's in it, and but I'll
and Holmes County's in it as well.
So
and I believe Port St. Joe has a bye week this week.
Port St. Joe has a bye. Holmes County also has a bye.
So that's 2 weeks they've been off.
That's right.
So, but in the rural, there's not as many. You don't have to go as many rounds in that.
That's right. And they're in the FIT.
Rutherford's in that FIT thing, and so
that's like getting ready for a bowl game.
Did Rutherford accept that invitation?
I don't know
in the
FIT.
I know they got offered. And I've heard both ways, if anybody knows that. Yeah.
Coach Oles will know, so if you Texas Coach Oles, if you know out there. So
now, speaking of high school playoffs, if you could do this, we'd certainly appreciate it, especially if you live in Panama City Beach. If you go by Arnold High School, go up to the main office and you ask for Rick Green or give the envelope and have it given to Rick Green. They can do that. If we can help out the Arnold Marlins trip, one bus is over $5,000. They're going to take two. They're going to spend a night. This is going to be a lot of money. So if you could help out, we certainly appreciate that. It can be $20, $100. If you got money, we do have people in this beach that have plenty of money. Just give what you can. The kids have worked extremely hard. They've been through a lot this year, the coaching staff, the players over there. So please give what you can.
I got Coach Oles sent us in. Thank you. They have declined that offer. So.
Yeah, I had heard both, so I wanted to make sure.
Speaking of Mr. Green, yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard cool yesterday, how neat that was, that we have another Hall of Fame member in our broadcast family here, other than Coach Hale.
Glenn,
well, actually, it is another Coach Hale.
Give me an opportunity to get up on my high horse here for a second. I was thinking about this.
You're on camera.
I know there's a lot of people out there who have issues with the fact that the county doesn't pay for all of the stuff with these trips and all like that. Fair enough. And if that's your, issue, then take it up legislatively or with the district or stuff like that in the future. But that doesn't change the facts on the ground today, is that they're not being covered. And if you decide to sit on the sidelines as some kind of silent boycott of anything like that, number one, you're not going to get it changed for the future. And number two, the only people it's going to hurt are these kids. So what I would ask you to do, if you don't want to give, that's perfectly fine. That's up to you. But don't sit there and complain about the county won't do any of this, that, or the other, so I'm not giving anything, and then do nothing to try and get that change going forward. Let's help these kids out the best that we can, and then if we feel like we want to try and get something changed legislatively, let's actually push to do that.
Yeah, and we're not asking, just anything you can give, it'll help.
Because you're not wrong, but it's not helping the kids in today's situation. Let's get them through, and let's get it fixed going forward.
I think everybody got a raise. I think the superintendent got them a raise for next year, the teachers. Have you heard that, Glenn? Was I right about that? I think
they're negotiating or something. One of the things, too, is, insurance has really gone up. Because I even know, so I just got a text from Jamie Bukowski that the district's actually paying for the buses this
Excellent.
time. So, I think we talked about that earlier. So, covering buses for the playoff football games this year. So
give what you can give to our high
still
school.
you got the meals and it's
spending the night.
Yeah, spending the night and things like that, because FHSA really doesn't doing anything about Northwest Florida. They don't know anything about how far it is.
Right.
Because in Central and South Florida, you may be 4 miles from the next school.
Right.
So anyway, please do that.
Did you knew Julie got put in the Hall of Fame?
No, I did not.
Yeah. Rick called the show yesterday and talked to her, and
congratulations.
You are also a former athletic director, football coach. You know the importance of both and how you affect the community. She was also the cheerleading sponsor over there for years, did a great job with the cheerleaders, her, Magruder, and all that. So congratulations again to Julie. Glenn knows all about that stuff, and Glenn is in the Hall of Fame also.
You know, the thing too is they don't realize how much paperwork goes into it, and it used to.
You got to be organized.
I'll tell you what, and it's nonstop. I mean, here's the thing right now, what's happening. We're ending up with the fall sports. We're transitioning into the winter sports. So you got swimming's finishing up, you got cross country's finishing up, you got football, JV football, volleyball, golf.
Yeah, I was going to say golf.
And now you got boys and girls basketball, boys and girls soccer. You got wrestling.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you got wrestling. You got girls weightlifting. It's unbelievable what you're going on.
Never ends.
Hey, speaking of that Hall of Fame thing, this was pretty cool. It made my heart swell up. We were at the cheerleading competition. Lorelei Layton in this cheerleading competition they had at Arnold High School, and my youngest Lorelei. And when it was over, we were down there, everybody's hugging, taking pictures. She come running up and said, Papa, they got your name up there. Did you know your name? Look, that's your name.
Did you know your name's up there?
She didn't know. I said, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Somebody said, thanks, Glenn. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, I went back to the when I went back to the AD one time, one of the kids goes, Coach, you know your name's up there? Really? I didn't know that.
I tell you what else is up there. The legendary J. Michael's restaurant is up there. Today is the day we wait for. If you live in Panama City Beach, come join us, pack it out. The food is unbelievable, but today's special, that legendary J. Michael spaghetti. That sauce, that recipe, he will not give it out. It's incredible. They only do it one day a week, lunch and dinner, and it will be packed up. Come join us today. We'll be there around 11:15. You'll be glad you did. The legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Also, if you're in Lynn Haven, get out to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Pat Perno, the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. Tomorrow before the Mosley football game, we're asking all the Mosley Dolphins, come have your pregame meal down at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Then head over to Tommy Oliver and watch Mosley get their first round victory over
Lincoln. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for the rural stuff.
Couldn't tell if he was playing trivia or he didn't know either.
No, I knew it was. I just,
funny.
I was looking.
Thank you, Glenn.
I'm looking for. I'm trying to take care of my rural buddies. I'm not,
it's cold. We got Stevenson Air Conditioning, so we don't care. You need to do the same thing. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Most honest, hardworking people out there. He graduated from Mosley High School. Jason did an incredible job starting this company out. It's family owned. They take a lot of pride in what they do. They tell you you're going to be there at a certain time. They're there. They'll coach you up, tell you what you need to do to make the house warmer during the winter and cooler during the summer. The number one company out there, Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. Not even close. We got Coach Brown, state championship coach. He's done it again at Bay High School, another championship in the state playoffs. The best team in Bay County this year, 9-1. Bay High School. Be right back.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Here's what's happening.
Here we go. The Sports Blitz with Paul Wilson will be awarding the Sports Blitz High School Player of the Week. This will go to the outstanding high school football player for each week. The player will receive a gift card from a local restaurant and an ESPN Northwest Florida t-shirt. Coaches, students, parents, and fans, comment on our Facebook page or call in at 850-215-6290 to nominate.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour and the high of 68. Tonight, look for a light breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 56. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine. Friday, hot with a high of 73 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Tired of boring merch and want your brand to stand out like the big names? Elevate your look with Red 7 Tees. They don't just print shirts, they create bold identities. They are a veteran-owned custom apparel shop providing the kind of detail that turns heads, using high-quality digital printing and embroidery to give you that unique style you love with no minimums or cookie-cutter designs. From small business to sports teams, if you've got a vision, they'll help you wear it proudly. Visit red7tees.com.
Ask for special ESPN Northwest Florida pricing.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michaels Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This week on ESPN Northwest Florida, kickoff at 11:30, South Carolina at Texas A&M, NC State at Miami at 1:30, and then, of course, the big one that night is Texas at Georgia. This has got to be wrong right here because Texas and Georgia.
Well, the kickoff time's off.
Yeah, because this is 6:30 on ABC. So scrap those times. We'll get that straightened out. But you can list all kind of huge football games. Auburn's off this week, so we got a lot of different games on this week on ESPN Northwest.
They were off last week, too.
Didn't stop Ron Burgundy there from reading it.
Oh, what a dig, Glenn. What a dig.
Auburn played really well.
They did.
You hurt my heart with that. I thought they played great. They didn't win. But you know what? Let's talk about a win. Speaking of winners, let's talk to a winner right now. Coach Jeremy Brown, state championship coach. He's turned so many different programs around his career, and he's done it again this year at Bay High School. It seems like he's going to keep this thing rolling over there. You know, we always thought with school of choice it'd be just one school that's really good in the county, because that's how it usually is. Now we've got really two, and we got actually 4 in the state playoffs here in Bay County. But let's bring the king this year in. He is the king of Bay County this football season. Bay High School's offense is incredible, 9-1 record. The head football coach, Jeremy Brown. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Cold.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tell us since you found out last week what was going on, when did you guys start actually practicing, and how's it going? Give us a little rundown of what's happened since last Thursday.
Yeah, we kind of knew the week before that it was either going to be, we had a pretty good feeling it was either going to be Godby or Baker County, so we kind of started just kind of trying to introduce the kids to some stuff. But, since last Thursday, we actually gave them off on Thursday, and the coaches met and went ahead and got some film stuff done. So we went out there on Friday. We were able to felt like we were able to get a kind of a jump start. Our Friday was kind of like our normal Monday, and so this week we've had an extra day of prep to kind of prepare for Godby. And man, the excitement's been great. The kids, just talking to the kids about playoff football. You know what I mean? There's no more do-overs. The mentality of, well, I'll fix it next week, or well, I'm gonna have a lazy practice this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, it'll be a different game. I'll practice harder. We've been kind of trying to get the kids to understand that, it's win or put your equipment up right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice to know that you don't have to travel all the way across Northwest Florida to play somebody.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt, Coach. Being at home, I think it makes the preparation better. You're not worried about, buses and hotels and where you're going to eat and where you're going to stop. And, I think that it allows it kind of eliminates some of the distractions and the excuses as far as for the kids and the coaches.
It is, and I think this is going to be the first time you win this game. It'll be the first time since 2004, with the last time I coached there, that we won the district, and we won the first round there at home, and then we got rewarded to go play bowls.
You almost beat bowls.
We did, yeah, we did. So
the all-star team.
Yeah, hopefully. And I think for us this year with our seeding, unless something crazy happens, I mean, I feel like if we take care of business on Friday, I think we'll host again next week, which will give us two home playoff games. Not to look ahead by any stretch of the imagination, because Godby's a really good football team, a lot better than even probably their record. They played all the Tallahassee schools. I mean, they played schools in Georgia. I mean, they played a pretty brutal schedule. So we without a doubt got our work cut out for us.
I remember Godby. We had a great team one year. We had to beat the defending state champs, Pensacola, at their place. We broke their record. Had won so many home games. We beat them over there. Get our rewards. No, I guess we did win the first round. Then we went to Godby, and I think they won the state that year. I mean, you're talking about a program that has won state championships. They know what it takes. They're used to winning. They're used to being in these playoff games. Give us a breakdown. What did they do on offense? What did they do on defense? Because I know it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, offensively they pose a problem because they have two quarterbacks. They got the Daugherty kid and the Chambers kid, and one of them's kind of more of a traditional kind of pocket passer. The Chambers kid is a dual threat guy. So anytime you're having to prepare for two quarterbacks, all you guys know that have coached. I mean, it's a whole different element when you got to prepare for two quarterbacks. They spread you out. They throw it well. They've got a 4-star receiver that's only a junior that he's going to be able to go to any school in the country. Then they got another receiver that's committed to FIU. So they got two Division I wide receivers. Running backs really, really good. Offensive line solid. So they spread you out, and they run a lot of similarities to us. You know what I mean? They want to throw it, but they hand it off and do enough of that to keep you honest. And then defensively they're a 4-2-5. Their two defensive ends get off the ball really well. Their two inside linebackers get off the ball really well. We know they had a linebacker just played most of the regular season with Rickards, and then at the end of the season transferred over to Godby so he could play in the playoffs. And the Wiley kid, and he's gonna be a really, 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 really good football player. So we haven't really had a chance to see him on film because you'd have to get Rickards film to watch him. But and then they play both of the Division I receivers. They play on both at safety, and which allows them to get up on your corners and press you inside because they got two guys back there that are long and rangy that can cover the field.
Well, now, I just listened to everything you said, so I think it could be a high-scoring game. Is that kind of what we're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think, Coach. I think it's one of those that might be the team that has the ball last, and I think special teams is going to be huge. I think in these type of games when teams match up so good athletically, which we match up with each other really well athletically. I think it's that one or two special teams plays. You know what I mean? You can't miss extra points. Every point's valuable. You got to be able to flip the field position. You can't get a punt blocked. You can't get a kickoff return for a touchdown. Those type of things in this game are going to be. They're always important, but I think in this game they're going to be even more important.
Speaking of the kicking game, we got somebody here who's pretty good in the kicking game. Glenn, have you been coaching him up? You got him ready?
No, they're pretty good themselves. They know what they're doing. So every once in a while they may ask me, "So how did you do this one time?" But they do pretty good.
Salt, pepper.
So but see, Coach Brown has had another guy that worked with him too. Josh Vandergriff was a good special teams guy.
Yeah,
who actually punted for me. So anyway, but Coach does a good job of watching all that stuff. And if he does send me his huddle film, and every once in a while if I see something, I'll just give him a little note. Yeah, I don't try to go in there and go, hey, here's what I'd be doing.
Jerry, how big are they? In the past, they had these huge offensive linemen, defensive line, and they all could run. Is it the same old story? Do y'all match up size-wise with these guys?
We do. They're big up front. We feel like we match up with them pretty well. It's kind of funny. It's kind of the. When you turn on the film, you when you watch Godby, you see so many similarities in Bayhine. I'm sure they're probably saying the same thing. A lot of similarities as far as scheme and personnel and just everything. So it's going to be I think it's gonna be a really good high school football game.
Well, Coach, good luck to you. We're going to call you next Wednesday and talk more about Bay High School football. You are the district champs again. You are the county champs, and maybe we can add one more, like the state champion. That sounds pretty good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
When's the last time Bay did that?
1976.
The only school in Bay County to win a state championship.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, how's the fruit juice holding up?
Coach, we're not doing too bad right now.
Okay, I'm just checking.
But I might need to get a little more hydrated now that the weather's changed.
Okay, I understand that. I may take care of you on Friday.
I know what he means. All right, buddy, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, thank you.
Brian, I hope you're in town this weekend. That Cajun place, that place is incredible. What's going on down there? I'll tell you what's going on down there. And you know, they got the best food anywhere. In the summer times, the local people, we just can't get in. We've had up to an hour wait to try to get in there because everybody in the Southeast wants to get in and have that great food. Well, what they do for the locals now during college football season, because we all love college football, we live for it. Well, 10 o'clock on Saturday mornings, they open the doors, so they got a brunch set up for you. At 11 o'clock, all the specials kick in. Wear your school color, Florida, Florida State, Georgia, Auburn, Alabama, LSU, whatever you are, wear it down there, have a great time. And when the kickoff, $5 pitchers, 50-cent wings. You can't beat that, 50-cent wings, and they're absolutely awesome. Now, on Sundays, they got the North Shore Jazz Band playing from 10 to 12 on Sundays. Then the NFL ticket starts in. Wear your Saints shirt, score a touchdown, get a free Jello shot. Same thing for the LSU Fighting Tigers. Get out that Cajun place, have a great time, tell them Coach sent you. Also, we talked about Beef O'Brays in Lynn Haven. Patrick, Russ, Amber, they are wonderful people.
43 days till Christmas, free jewelry inspection, free jewelry and cleaning. They're running a special on, sizing your ring in case you've lost some weight or getting your chain either lengthened or shortened. They run specials on stuff like that. David Adamson himself is in town for the holidays. He brought a special collection of jewelry out there, all new for the Christmas holiday season. Like I said, 43 days, and you still probably got time to have something custom designed and built right there at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? We all can't be like Glenn Manley, but we can try. What you need to do is what he does. Go down to Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Jason Kovaleski will help you out. Jason's incredible. Listen to him every Tuesday and Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Two great locations, Pier Park and also on 23rd Street. Sports, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You'll be glad you did.
That would be short and ugly.
Try it before you buy it also. We'll be right back. 104.3. Dr. Ward, where are you? Where is the legendary Dr. Ward?
Are you sick of the old sports talk? The vanilla opinions? The polite debates? The hosts who are afraid to say what they really think? So are we. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is bringing the house. It's the new Sports Blitz.
Weekdays, 4 to 6.
We're starting arguments, not conversations. The Sports Blitz.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City. 717 West 11th Street.
Hale's here, you don't need to worry. If you're stuck without any heat, we'll be there in a hurry. Hale's here to help you right away. We'll be there to fix you here, so never fear. Call the Happy Face Truck today. Hiller.
Happy holidays from the Hiller family. Take advantage of our current specials and deals at happyhiller.com.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You know, skin cancer can be deadly. We lost the strength coach at Houston. They got it too late. It had spread. They had a thing, I think it was on College Game Day, they had a big special about him. It can be deadly. If you're listening right now on the panel of Florida, there's an office near you. We got the guy that can tell you all about the man, the legend, Dr. Ward. Doc, how you doing this morning?
It's a beautiful day. How are y'all doing?
Oh, man, couldn't be better. We were just talking about skin cancer can be deadly, but all it takes is 5 minutes. Talk about that. What can we do to prevent it? And if we think that's, something just doesn't feel right, what should we do?
Well, skin cancer prevention is easy. Just wear your sunscreen or protective clothing, especially in the spring and summer when it's really hot out. And then, if you do see something on your skin that doesn't look right, a spot that's new or a spot that's bleeding and just won't go away, don't wait. Go get it checked out. 5 minutes is all it takes to get checked head to toe. Make sure that your skin is healthy and cancer-free. Come and see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Panama City Beach, Port St. Joe, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Phoenix Springs, Bonifay, or Mariana. Call us at 233-3376 to make your appointment today.
Well, Doc, first of all, do you have anything you want to share with us? Any kind of announcements, anything going on locally?
Not too much locally. I do want to, talk a little bit about what Vegas seems to know about the Florida head coaching job, though.
Give it to us.
Ooh. So yesterday, the Vegas lines really moved hard. Lane Kiffin is now the prohibitive choice to be the next coach at the University of Florida with an odds of minus 300. Basically, if you bet $300 on Lane Kiffin to be the next coach and he's the next coach, you only win 100. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're saying it's 3 times more likely than not that he's going to be the next coach. So I don't know what they know because, outside of him not signing his contract extension and maybe, not being publicly committal to staying at Ole Miss, but it seems like people who know things think that he's going to be the next head coach at UF.
Nebraska's head football coach went ahead and signed an extension at Nebraska. The coach at SMU went ahead and signed an extension at SMU. Lane Kiffin at Ole Miss has had it on his desk for quite a while. He has not signed it. So I think that might be a sign that he might be going to Florida or LSU. We don't know.
Well, I think you need to call Jimmy Sexton to find out.
Jimmy's not going to say anything. No.
He might.
Well, let's just say if you check out Vegas for the LSU job, Lane is not minus 300 for the LSU job.
Yeah, and all the connections with Florida, I just know the Florida people feel really good about it. The guys that work with him, the guys that know him, say they don't know where he feels like he can win a national championship, where he's going to go. And I think Florida's got a couple national championships. And I think the last one Ole Miss won was, 1961, 63, something like that?
Like 64 maybe, somewhere back in there with Johnny Vaught.
So, if that's what it's going to take, I feel good if I'm a Gator fan. But I'll be honest, talking about the Florida Gators, preseason I thought Florida's back. They're back. They got the quarterback coming back. Their defense is going to improve. He's got his coaching staff set up really well. But what he failed to do was get an offensive coordinator. Look at the difference at Auburn this week with the interim head coach. They let the offensive coordinator they had hired call the plays. They didn't have 3 different guys doing it. One guy in charge, and Auburn's offense had almost 600 yards against Vandy and scored 35 points. If I just think back, maybe if Billy had made a change, got a great offensive coordinator, he maybe still could be the coach there. But right now, this is by CBS. The worst teams in college football They had the top 25 worst teams. The Florida Gators are the 22nd worst team in the country. Colorado was 20th. Penn State, 19th. Arkansas, 18th. But, Doc, your top 10 worst teams, UTEP is number 10. Colorado State, 9. Northern Illinois, 8. 7, Boston College. 6, Middle Tennessee. 5, Nevada. 4, Charlotte. 3, Georgia State. 2nd, I can't believe this, Oklahoma State. They had one of the richest guys in the world helping them. He died, I know that, but I can't believe how they dropped off. And the number 1 worst team in the country, UMass. Doc, did you see this coming for Florida? Did you have any idea we'd lose to Kentucky like we did? Did you have any idea that it'd be this bad?
Oh, y'all heard me last week on the picks. I picked Florida, but, man, DJ Lagway was just horrible. And you know, I mean, it looked like Jaden Ball was the only player on the field that wanted to do something. So, you know, you know, I think Florida is lost for the rest of the season. Maybe we win a home game against Florida State at the end of the year, but it'll be meaningless. I did see it was announced that the Florida State game will be on at 9 a.m. in the morning on Cartoon Network.
I thought it'd be on the Toons channel or something like that.
Hey, at least I get that on YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Let me find it. I tell you what. Now the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday, but what's it called, Black Friday?
Yeah.
Man, the lineup in football games that day is incredible. The SEC games, if I can find it, I'll go with you.
Doc, did you watch the basketball game last night? FSU in Florida.
I did, and I've got 2 takeaways from that game because I did also watch that Florida-Arizona game. So, you know, the Florida bigs are really, really good, but our guard play is nowhere near where it was last year. And I think Coach Golden knows this, and he's got a couple months to get them better before SEC play starts. The second takeaway from that Florida State game is Florida State's a really good basketball team.
Yeah, we pulled away a little bit, but then Florida comes back, and then right there at crunch time,
who won the game?
Florida won 78-76.
Yeah.
They came back at crunch time. Boy, they were raining threes there. I tell you what, that one guy,
the defending national champions.
They're ranked number 10, but I can't believe there's 10 more teams better than they are.
SEC's loaded again in basketball. We're a basketball league.
Tom, and the other thing, you said the guy that was raining threes, well, he was one of our bigs, and Thomas Hale, he was kind of like a fill-in player that kind of came on toward the end of the season and really made a difference in the NCAA tournament run. But that kid can do everything. You keep your eye out for him for like the national player of the year. I mean, he's looking like a Cooper Flagg kind of guy.
Yeah, he got some key rebounds down the last 2 minutes. I know especially on the defensive end.
Don't give away your FSU update.
I'm not.
All right. The Friday after Thanksgiving is called Black Friday. This lineup, I love this lineup. 11 o'clock in the morning. Can't wait. I wish it was on Thanksgiving, though. ABC, 11 o'clock, is going to be Ole Miss at Mississippi State. I'm going to watch ABC all day long. 2:30, Georgia Tech. Watch out, Bulldogs, for this one. And then at 6:30, Texas A&M at Texas. That's some good football right there. And then on Saturday, it's all day too, rival weekend. Doc, we live for this. You live for it. I live for it. We love it. College football. We only get 14 weeks of it, and you don't want to miss any of it. And then if you got YouTube, you've already missed 2 weeks of college football, which really upsets people. But I cannot believe how quickly high school football regular season's already over. I can't believe how quick college football is going.
Right.
After this week, it's 3 more weeks, and that's it.
Until the month and a half you play the national.
Yeah. What did you think about the poll last night?
I got to give the committee a lot of credit. They're really looking at individual teams, not saying, oh, we don't have enough teams from this conference. We need to artificially inflate and put it on there. So I thought the rankings were really kind of spot on where I would put them. I do think A&M should be ahead of Indiana, But, you know, I mean, at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's the one I didn't like.
3, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm done with you. All right, I want to go quickly because we got to go. I think we got a lot more to pick today. Michigan at Northwestern. Doc, who you got?
I got Michigan.
Brian, who you got?
Yeah, I got Michigan as well.
Brian, you got
Michigan.
You got Northwestern, right?
Michigan.
Okay, my bad. Penn State, oh man, that was an incredible football game. I watched that unbelievable football game. They get beat right at the very last play of the ball game. They get beat by Indiana. Penn State at Michigan State. Michigan State's coach, they say I hear they're going to fire him. Who do you like in this one?
Michigan State's really bad. I think Penn State shows they still have a little fight left in them. I'm going to go with Penn State.
Brian?
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Penn State.
Penn State for me, too.
Penn State across the board. This is going to be a blowout. UCLA is traveling across country, play the number 1 team in the country, Ohio State. Everybody got the Buckeyes?
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes.
This is good. How much? Should I hold off on this one? Let's hold off because we got to take a break. Doc, again, the best way to get up with you, skin cancer can be dead. I got an appointment with you guys next week. I think it's next Tuesday. What's the best way to get up with you?
Give us a holler at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach, Defuniak Springs, Mariana, Bonifay, Panama City Beach, or Port St. Joe.
I tell you what, you want to have a great time this weekend. Get out to one of the 4 newbies. Newbies 2 on the Curve, go watch all the sporting events. Head on down to the mothership. Charlotte's going to have the best band and entertainment for you every Friday, heck, every single night, really. If you're over where Glenn lives, across the bridge, the one in St. Andrews, the beautiful blue facility, go have a great time down there. John and Charlotte always giving back to the community. Let's make sure we support them. Don't forget 4 beautiful, outstanding newbies. Also, don't forget about Steve's Bike Shop. Christmas. How many days is Christmas?
44 days.
Steve Bertishaw is the swim coach at Mosley. Does an incredible job. His bike shop has been open since 1979. You're doing something right. You stay in business that long. They got electrical bikes, new and used. They'll deal with you. They got the standard bikes. Don't go waste your money on a bike in one of these big chain stores. You get it home and the tire's already flat and you haven't even been on it yet. Go to the best, and that's Steve's Bike Shop on 23rd Street, right across from street from Sam's. Also, don't forget about Vandy Roofing. You want a roof that lasts? You go Vandy Roofing. They can build anything. Okay, it's TK Vandy General Contracting. They design it, they build it. Commercial, real estate, residential, it does not matter. They're number 1. We'll be right back. Dr. Ward, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for the NFL.
Touchdown, Denver!
We bring you the biggest games every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night.
Oh, he's got the first down!
Plus, we'll broadcast more college football games than ever before.
He did what?
Live NFL and college football play here.
Unbelievable!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour and the high of 68. Tonight, look for a light breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 56. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine. Friday, hot with a high of 73 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
It's the end of the year and the perfect time to unwrap big savings on a brand new 2025 Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Ready for adventure? Well, drive into the holidays in an award-winning Kia SUV line like the Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or the bold Telluride. If you want luxury and performance, slide into the sleek 2025 Kia K4 or K5 sedan, always designed to thrill. And going electric this year, spark inspiration with the all-electric 2025 EV6 long long-range, fast-charging, and electrifying style. At Bill Bird Kia, you'll get comfort, safety, and technology all wrapped into one perfect package. And don't forget, we're the original home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us at 2435 East 15th Street in Panama City or online anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. Love your ride this holiday season. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. This is going to be a competitive football game right here. Head-to-head, Miami beat Notre Dame. Notre Dame's ahead of them. I get it. That could change as the season goes on. NC State at Miami. Doc, how's this going to play out?
If NC State decides to play like the way they can and bad Carson Beck shows up, Miami is cooked. So I actually think that may happen. I'm going to go with NC State to pull out the upset.
You hit it here first. Brian?
NC State's kind of a different team at home than on the road. If this was in Raleigh, I'd feel better about their chances. But even though there'll only be about 37 people down there at Miami, I think that'll be the edge. No, I think Miami gets this one done.
It was pitiful, the crowd last week.
I know. Well, it was such a big stadium, but still, not many people. I'm going to ride Doc's coattail on that. I'm taking NC State.
NC State. Okay. That can go either way. All right, let's drop down. Give me a second to get my paper straightened out. All right, Doc, let's go Clemson at Louisville. Ooh. They did it to FSU last week. This is going to be a good game.
I think Louisville, it will be a good game. I think Louisville's got too much offense, and they play good enough defense, and they're at home. So I like the home team in this one. I'm going Louisville.
All right, Brian, does Dabo get another win?
I finally took Clemson. I took them under the premise that it would help FSU last week, and they actually won. So I'm going to see if that's a sign. I'm going to ride Clemson again. I'm going to take them to get the upset in Louisville.
I'm going to take Louisville at home. Yep.
Louisville at home. That's going to be a good game. Minnesota at Oregon. Minnesota at Oregon. If it was at Minnesota, maybe a game. I still think it's going to be a game, but I don't think. Who you like?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, but I do think Oregon pulls it out at home.
There's talk of that coach going to Arkansas also. Minnesota.
Hey, let me tell you what look, Minnesota's 6-3, but let me tell you what they think about Minnesota's offense. The over-under is set at 44.5, and Oregon's still a 25.5-point favorite. They don't think Minnesota's going to score a lot of points. I'm going to go with Oregon at home.
Okay, Oregon. Glenn?
I'm going to, I know it's probably hard. I'm going to pick an upset. I'm going to take Minnesota.
Minnesota's going to pull the upset.
I don't know. Oregon last week, I'm not sure I was riding that Kool-Aid thing.
All right, Virginia Tech at FSU. If FSU doesn't win this one, they need to shut it down. I think Florida State's going to take care of business. Who you like, Doc?
I mean, Florida State should win this game. So I'm gonna go with Florida State, but it wouldn't surprise me at all if they lay another egg. But I'm gonna go with Florida State.
Okay, all you people, J. Mike, you heard that. Who you got, Brian? Who you got?
Florida State has to have this game, so I'm going to go with them here.
Glenn Manley, I know who you got.
FSU, they're supposed to be 13.5, but that doesn't mean anything.
South Carolina at Texas A&M. Does Texas A&M sleepwalk? It's at home. They're not going to sleepwalk. Who you like, Doc?
I think A&M has found their groove. I think A&M is the only team. Well, not the only team, but the only undefeated team that could beat Ohio State right now.
All right, Brian.
I could see this being a very sloppy game. I could see A&M not being as dialed in. They still have some issues with
Texas
open field tackling.
But
that being said, South Carolina's kind of mailed it in at this point, unfortunately. So A&M will win, but they won't look good doing it.
Glenn?
A&M. I'm taking A&M. Yeah.
All right, New Mexico State, Tennessee. Everybody got Tennessee, right?
Ugh. Wait a minute.
Mississippi State at Missouri.
That misery.
Mississippi State let me down last week.
You know, it's almost one of those things where they finally win a game and their edge is gone.
Yeah. The first quarter, they looked like okay.
Well, first drive.
And then all of a sudden, Georgia is Georgia. Doc, everybody got, who you going with? Missouri doesn't have, they're starting their third-string quarterback.
I think the home field is going to be big for Missouri, so that's why I'm taking Missouri. But if it were in Starkville, I'd probably go Mississippi State.
What have I told y'all all year? How to beat Mississippi State. Run the ball between the tackles. Missouri does that as well as anybody in the conference. Missouri will win this game, unfortunately for me.
Glenn?
Oh, that's a hard pick. I guess I'm gonna ride the coattails there, but I'll take Missouri.
All right. Okay. Tennessee Tech at Kentucky. Everybody got Kentucky?
Ooh, watch out for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
On my bucking head.
I'd be embarrassed playing that schedule. All right. Florida Gators at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, what's he going to do with the team he'll probably be coaching next year? Of course, he'll bring half of Ole Miss with him if that happens. What's going to happen, Doc? What's the score going to be?
He's going to spank us. Take Ole Miss minus 15.5.
Wow.
Ooh.
Brian?
I agree. Ole Miss here.
I got Ole Miss, yeah.
Ole Miss. Arkansas and LSU. They changed some things up. Offensive last week didn't work very well. Defense played good. What's going to happen? The game is at LSU.
Y'all's guess is as good as mine. This is a big rivalry game, and I think I'm going to take Arkansas to pull off an upset.
I do think Arkansas's offense is better, no doubt about that. Defensively, I'd go with LSU.
Arkansas is a lot like Mississippi State. If the games were 3 quarters long, both of them would be in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is their depth. I think LSU.
They lose close.
LSU will win this one late.
Okay, Brian. Glenn.
I'm LSU at home. I'm taking LSU.
Yeah. They wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't shock me if they lose. All right, the big one, Texas at Georgia. Man, Georgia's played so many physical football games in a row. They seem to have Texas's number, though. Texas, this is a do-or-die game for them. Stark's already pushing for a 9-3 SEC team to be in the playoffs. There's also words that he's looking to go to the NFL. What's going to happen? Does Arch Manning go in there and beat Kirby Smart, or does Georgia keep it rolling at home? Doc, what's going to happen?
So the last road games that Texas has played were at Kentucky, which they needed to go to overtime to win, and at Mississippi State, where they needed to go to overtime to win. Georgia took care of Mississippi State. Like, it was, it was competitive for a quarter, but I just think that away from home, especially Texas, doesn't play well. So I think Georgia covers 5.5 on Texas easy, and Texas is out of the college football playoff after this weekend.
All right.
Momentum. Georgia probably had their best offensive display all year last week. They look sharp. I mean, they really did, and they haven't looked like that in the first half all year.
It's like they're getting better and better.
Yeah, so I really, this is a game maybe a week ago I might have thought slightly different on. I think Georgia takes care of business here, and I agree with Doc. I think this is an elimination game for Texas.
Yeah, I think so. Georgia's going to be really Georgia at home, I think. So I'm taking the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs, keep it rolling, Kirby
Not
Smart.
the Brindle Bulldogs, but the real Bulldogs.
All right, this is a huge game. It scares me to death. Oklahoma.
TCU, BYU?
Alabama. Oklahoma owns Bama, seems like. What's going to happen to this one, Doc?
Yeah, I just think since Mateer's injury, Oklahoma is not the same team they were. They're still solid. They'll be teams they're supposed to beat. I don't see them going on the road and beating Alabama, so I'm going with Alabama.
It's really not a good matchup for Alabama, but had Alabama not beaten or had not lost to Oklahoma last year, I'd be more worried. They are dialed in on this game because this is where it unraveled last year. They're going to be very aware of what they need to do. And their issues on offense last week, at least with Ty Simpson, it was timing-based coming off of a week off. That's understandable. I think that's better this week. The defense stepped up huge. So I think Alabama wins this game, but they're going to have to work for it because it's not a good matchup for them.
I picked the team in crimson.
Which one?
The one that ends in A?
The one that looks like the Atlanta A, but doesn't have the swirl on it.
There you go.
Yeah, Bama?
Oh, yeah.
Alabama gets it done. All right, let's go back to last week, how everybody did. Doc, you were 9 of 12. Glenn, you were 9 of 12. And Brian, you were 8 of 12.
Yeah, I gambled on the upsets last week, and it burnt me.
Doc, what killed you was picking Iowa to beat Oregon.
I did, too.
Yeah.
What killed me was picking Mississippi State.
And Louisville. Doc missed Louisville, Indiana.
We all probably
Iowa
missed Florida.
And Florida. Yeah. Everybody. The only person had Florida was Glenn Manley and Wildcat. The only ones. How much time we got? Okay, Doc, real quick, tell everybody what's the best way to get with you, and we will talk to you next Wednesday. But first, tell us how to get it with you, Doc.
Just give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Panama City Beach, Water Sound, Santa Rosa Beach, Port St. Joe, Bonifay, Marietta, or Defuniak Springs. 5 minutes all it takes to get checked head to toe to make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Doc, love you. We'll talk to you next week. As a matter of fact, I'll be in your office. I think I got an appointment. I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember right now. But I'll either see you, one of your wonderful people down there. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week, okay?
Sounds good, fellas.
Bye, buddy. Thank you.
Care.
All right, let's talk about the legendary J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. Today is the day. World famous J. Michael's Spaghetti. We'll be down there about 11:15. Come join us. Come say hello. Pay our bill. We certainly appreciate it. The legendary J. Michael's. If you're over in Lynn Haven, the place you want to go is Beef O'Brady's. The key word there is Lynn Haven Beef O'Brady's. 10 wings inside for $9.99. Love Pat Purno, the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job. TV's everywhere. The place to go watch college football, NFL ball games. But tomorrow, listen to me, all you Mosley Dolphins, you love the Dolphins, show up before Brady's. Have your meal before the game. Head out to Tommy Oliver. Have a great time. Watch Mosley win another state playoff game. But first, get to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. Don't forget you're already over there in Lynn Haven. Let's go get some jewelry. How many days of Christmas?
43 days till Christmas. A new selection at David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77. Free jewelry inspection, free jewelry cleaning, gold, silver at an all-time high. If you need some Christmas money to get your old gold and silver, take it down there. They'll give you the best price anywhere. David Adamson Designer Jewelry, 830 Highway 77 in Lynn Haven.
I love my daughter. She went and bought this thing that cats can actually get in. It's heated. You sit outside, and it stops the rain coming. It's weird how it's built. It's really good. She wouldn't buy these things, and every night those poor cats up there get in there and stay warm. And she got a camera watching them, too. She's got a good heart. Jamie Hill.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back. Alabama Crimson Tide, huge football game versus Oklahoma. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
In the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
Up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Winter Storm Enzo.
And breaking weather as it happens.
Hurricane Helene.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour and the high of 68. Tonight, look for a light breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 56. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine. Friday, hot with a high of 73 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
GSX
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction, 850-740-3815, or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Pain don't hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll, baby, roll. I hope we can roll. We get this one. I think we feel pretty good about getting in the playoffs. Two more games after that. One at home, Eastern Illinois. I think kickoff's at 1 o'clock. And then at Auburn. Anything can happen, Auburn. That game scares you to death. But Alabama versus Oklahoma, 2:30 on ABC. Before we get into that, let's talk about Stevenson air conditioning. It is cold. It's going to warm up quickly in the next couple days. And they get cold again. That's how everybody gets sick. But if you got a good heating and cooling unit, you're really not worried about the weather. And if you're having problems with your power bills, just going out of sight during the summer, during the winter times when it's running all the time, don't do that. Don't waste money. Don't throw away money. Don't throw away good money. Call Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go local. Somebody has a lot of pride in what they do. They're family-owned, operated. They do incredible work. The most honest guy out there. Don't go national. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. You'll be glad you did. The computers. What are the computer models predicting with this Alabama-Oklahoma game? Most, but not all, the computer models are favoring Alabama over Oklahoma. FanDuel, Alabama is a 5.5 point favorite over Oklahoma and Tuscaloosa. I think it opened up at 6.5. They've got it at 5.5. ESPN gives Alabama a 71.6% chance to win the football game. And some of the computer models have Alabama winning by 1 point. Others have Bama winning by 10 points. One particular model, they run all these different scenarios, everything. And this one had Oklahoma 21, Alabama 20. Alabama can lock it down, a playoff spot, a playoff berth, if they win this ball game. And if things could play out in the other parts of the league, somebody else lose, they could be in just with this win. We all know they still have Auburn to play. Alabama has the head-to-head win over Georgia, which is huge. Ole Miss lost to Georgia, which helps Georgia. Texas A&M, we all know, is undefeated. They still have some tough games left, and the last one, Texas at Texas. So anything can happen, but this is a huge, huge football game for Alabama. Alabama was embarrassed last year on the road in Norman, Oklahoma. They look pathetic. But here's some of the models, the computer models, what they think is going to happen. One has Alabama 30, Oklahoma 20. Alabama 27, Oklahoma 19. Alabama 27, Oklahoma 18. So 27 and 30 coming up in that range. Oklahoma's defense is incredible. If you thought LSU had a good scheme, this guy at Oklahoma is incredible. It's like they know what you're calling. And all the coaches have said that. Lane Kiffin, all of them have said that. It looks like they know what's being called. They know the signals. And Grubb said that we'll huddle, we'll change things up.
It's your job to hide your signals. Quit complaining.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to do. I think they'll have that under control, hopefully. To me, it's what happens in the Alabama passing game versus Oklahoma's defense. We certainly can't run the ball very well. If I was Oklahoma, what I would do, I'd run the football. I'd actually have plays where the quarterback runs the ball. I know he's been banged up. How many times they want him to run it, I don't know. But we have had a hard time stopping the run. We are getting better at it. But run the football, play action passes. I think that's what I would do. 11-win season since 2000. It's not Alabama. It's Oklahoma. Oklahoma's won 16 times. They've won 11 games since 2000. Proud program. Alabama was second with 15 11-win seasons since 2000. Alabama defense has allowed an average of just 8.8 points in the second half against all SEC competition. That means last year we were complaining about the adjustments being made. This year they're being made. Bama's defense is improving week to week. If they continue to stay healthy and don't blow assignments and fill their gaps, it's going to be hard to beat that defense. So great job by the coaching staff, great job by the players on the defense side of the ball. Here's the history of Alabama-Oklahoma. The first time they played was 1963 with President Kennedy in the Orange Bowl. Alabama dominated. Leroy Jordan had 30-something tackles. Alabama 17, Oklahoma 0. 1970, Bear Bryant on the flight coming back. They were 6-5 that year. They tied Oklahoma in the Blue Bonnet Bowl 24-24, and it's all the way back. Coaches drawing up the wishbone. The next year, Alabama comes out in the wishbone. It changed Alabama football. 2002, Alabama in a home-and-home with Oklahoma. Alabama 27, Oklahoma 37. Then, in 2003, Alabama goes out to Oklahoma, played well, ran a fake punt, worked really good, just didn't have enough in them. Alabama 13, Oklahoma 20. This is a time period Alabama's going through probation, and their scholarship limitation hurt them. 2014 Sugar Bowl, I was at that ball game. Derrick Henry, as a true freshman, made some big plays, but Oklahoma put it on Alabama 45-31. The playoff game, I was at that in the Orange Bowl. I was at that ball game. Alabama looked really good. Alabama jumps out to a big lead. They coast with a 45-34 win over Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl. 2024, again, last year on the road at Norman, Oklahoma destroyed Alabama 24-3. 24-3. Glenn, you already told me you think Bama's going to do it. Brian, you said that you think they're going to do it. Oklahoma's a very physical football team. Their best ball player, I don't know if he's going to play or not. As a player, as a coach, you know this, Glenn, when you pull a hamstring muscle, that could take weeks, maybe months to heal. And he was running it back for a touchdown against Tennessee. You saw him pull up, but he kept running. He never came back in the ball game. And that was early in the game, never came back. They got an open week this week. Got time to get it healed. He is an All-American linebacker. The guy's a stud. If he doesn't play, that definitely helps Alabama. But if he does play, it makes Oklahoma even tougher.
The only thing about that sometimes is when, you've had that injury and they still wrap it up. But if you start out too quick, like your normal reaction, sometimes it strains it again. So he's going to have to be a little more sure of his footing.
And think about it, when you play that position, when you make a contact on a ball player, on a running back, or a receiver across the middle, you come out of your legs, like you squat through the guy, and that puts a lot of pressure on that hamstring also. So we have to keep an eye on that. But they're going to have a great scheme to stop Alabama. They're going to try to stop the run, force Alabama to throw. The key in the game, I think, for Alabama to win, no turnovers, eliminate the penalties. I think our quarterback has to run the ball some, especially on the little zone plays. He needs to keep it, run the ball, roll him out some. They're going to have some pressure practices against him. He's got to do it better. And I think Brian made a good point. They had a week off. He was off last week against LSU. The deep ball especially. Underthrown, we talked about that a lot yesterday. The guys were wide open. He underthrew them. And then other times he overthrew them. So hopefully he's on. He needs to be on this game for Alabama to win it. But no drop passes. We need to have a really good game. Win this ball game. Get your revenge. That way you've beaten everybody you lost to last year, and you're probably going to make the playoffs with this win here. Alabama's defense, stop the run, force Oklahoma to throw the ball, and keep a spy on their quarterback. If he's healthy, he's dangerous running the ball or throwing it. We know we've had problems with dual threat quarterbacks in the past. This is not a good matchup, like Brian pointed out. I agree 100%. It's not a good matchup for Alabama. We need to crowd into it. This is going to be a very competitive, a very hard-hit football game. It could come down to the last team that has the football, the team that doesn't turn it over, doesn't get the penalties, doesn't blow assignments. That's the team that's going to probably win this football game. It should be an outstanding football game.
It should be.
2:30, ABC. Alabama holds the NCAA record with 15 consecutive 10-win season. And the head coach was? Jimbo, the legendary Nick Saban. And there's all these articles. I think it's all fake crap that he's going to take the job. He's going to be the next head coach. He's leading in some betting thing that he's going to be the guy to be the next coach at LSU. I just don't see that happening. But it wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Turf Pro Pest Control. You want that yard like Glenn Manley's? You can do it. Yes, it's expensive to do it like Glenn, but you don't have to do it that way. Go Turf Pro Pest Control. You'll save money, and you'll be glad you went with the locals. Patrick is unbelievable. Listen to Patrick every Monday, 8:30. No, actually, he's coming in early now. Every Monday on ESPN Northwest Florida, right here with Dr. Chad Mitchell. Speaking of the legend, I hadn't even mentioned him yet. The one and only Dr. Chad Mitchell, one of the first doctors trained in robotic surgery. You get back on the field quicker. It's less cutting. They know exactly what they're doing. The guy's incredible. The legendary Chad Mitchell. Listen to him also Monday mornings right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with Glenn Manley, FSU, and just a little tiny bit of Auburn because they're open this week. And we got Mark McCloud. All you need to know about the Florida Gators. Be right back.
All I want to know about it.
Game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the sports talk and live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour and the high of 68. Tonight, look for a light breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 56. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine. Friday, hot with a high of 73 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Now is a great time for a new Toyota, where you can get 1.99% APR on a new Camry and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 3.49% APR on a new Corolla and get $500 in holiday cash. Get 1.99% on a new Tacoma, plus $1,000 in holiday cash. And 1.99% on a new Tundra, plus you'll get $1,000 in holiday cash. Visit our lot or browse online at Panama City Toyota.
Offers expire December 1st. Visit PanamaCityToyota.com for details.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Want to know the inside scoop on your favorite teams? From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond. For comprehensive sports coverage, it's ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
War Eagle, baby. Auburn looked really good last week. Offense outstanding. You know, it's amazing. The whole year we're just going, if the offense could do anything, if they can do anything, they could be undefeated. And then what happens, the defense has a bad game. Of course, they're playing one of the best quarterbacks in the country on the road. But Auburn, 35 points, almost 600 yards total offense. Great job. We finally got to see how great Coleman is. I always say it all the time. He's one of the top receivers in all of college football, and nobody outside the SEC knows about him because they couldn't get the ball to him until his last game. They're getting better at the right time of the year. Maybe too late.
Next year, so.
You got Mercer, and then you got Alabama. I think Auburn's going to finish out really strong. And now I want to shift gears to Glenn Manley and FSU.
Alabama goes to Auburn, right? Strange things happen in that stadium.
That game's scary, but
we'll give a shout out really quick to Julie Hale, who is the Hall of Fame in the Marlins. Should be probably before you, by the way, since she held you up. Yeah. So.
Thank you, Glenn. Thank you for that. That was sweet.
Well, I know how hard she worked because I was 80 also. So, yeah. But anyway, let me give a shout out to my rural friends too. Now, in the rural section, I'm just going to do the northern bracket. So Jay travels to number 1 Bluntstown on Friday. Chipley gets to host Madison County, so that's going to be a thing. And Taylor County will host Trenton. Also, Sneads goes to Chiefland, and Liberty County goes to Baker. And so that's the ones that I'm concerned with. And so Baker had won this in last couple of years, so that's going to be a tough one. They'll get back in the playoffs. So, and also Bill Thomas going over. So congratulations to my rural guys. Just want to let you know you haven't been left out.
By the way, that Chipley-Madison County game is interesting, not just for the game itself, but that's who faces Bluntstown in the second round is the winner of that. So congrats, Bluntstown. No easy road.
No, let me tell you what, the quarterback from Madison County is going to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So he signed with them. And one of the receivers in the lineman, they've signed a Division I scholarship. Right, last night I watched the basketball game last night, and it's basketball season. Number 10, Florida 78, Florida State 76. Arnold's own Alex Stein is the starter for FSU this year. Mm-hmm. Congratulations to him. Played a really good game last night, and I thought they were going to win, but I tell you what, that's why Florida's number 10. But I'm excited about the way Florida State plays, and they were hitting free throws last night, so congratulations to them. Also, I want to give a shout-out now to the Florida State women's soccer team. They're number 3 in the nation. They'll be hosting Sanford on a Friday at 4 o'clock our time at the place they call the squad place, the facility. They the 26th straight NCAA appearance. They're 21 times hosting, and they're also 24-0-1 all time in their first round plays. So congratulations to them, and that'll be going on. Football team, as we all know, will play Virginia Tech. That will be Saturday 6:30. I don't know where it's going to be on yet. It may be on the TBS cartoon time. I'm not sure, but that's, we'll find out for sure when they're playing. They are Virginia Tech is 3-6, and it's senior night, military appreciation night, and we're a 13.5-point favorite. Maybe those guys know more than we do, but we'll find out. Also, I looked up something last night. This is the Power Four, the biggest upsets of the year. There's 15 of them, but I only picked out the ones that are pertinent to us. And so the number 15 one is Virginia beating Florida State. The number 14 one is Pittsburgh beating Florida State. Number 12 is Kentucky beating Auburn. Number 10 is Louisville beating Miami. Number 6 is FSU beating my big Bama fans. And then number 4 is South Florida beating Florida. And number 2 is Stanford beating FSU. So FSU's in there 4 out of 15 times. Which
for one good one, right?
See, I don't know if I'd call the Pitt one that big of an upset. The others I get.
Yeah.
Number 1 has to be UCLA or Northwestern beating Penn State. It had to be one of the
UCLA,
two.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I just want to let you know what's going on with that. So we'll see. There's rumbles that Jimbo wants to come back, and he's kind of put in the thing. I don't know if they want to take him back.
He's also won the LSU job also.
Yeah. So
did I tell you, so the Miami game, I was watching ACC Network, and they had a different kind of coverage, and they had like 4 people on the sideline. One of them was Jimbo. Right. So they had Jimbo back there. He was getting booed mercilessly.
FSU fans.
Constantly. So I don't see any way he comes back.
Here's the thing. He won ball games.
Yeah.
I mean, and the other thing,
won
too.
a national championship.
Yeah, and here's the thing, too. He's kept telling them, you got to have a standalone facility.
Yeah.
And you got to have something, because in the future, we're going to have to pay these guys. Mm-hmm. So they just kept, their thing was every time we gave him something, he wanted more. Well, he knew what was going to happen.
Well, that's the deal.
Yeah, but but he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
So, $75 million later.
Sure.
But anyway, so.
Well, Glenn, it could save Florida State money. It could save LSU money if either one of them hired him.
The irony of LSU, if they were to hire him, which I don't think they're going to, but after the governor made such a fuss and called out Woodward for, he was hinting at Jimbo's contract too.
Yeah.
How funny would that be?
And
of course, that governor's MIA now. They've told him
that AD he fired loved Jimbo, but he's gone now.
Right.
So, I don't see it. I still think LSU is going to put all their chips in the Joe Brady. I think that's
the leading candidate. Yeah, I think so too. So, but that's what's going on. We got tennis tournaments going on. We got of all things, beach volleyball is going to be playing in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Not Whitney Beach is at the Big Ten
in November.
In November. Yeah. So obviously their manager doesn't own a globe. So anyway.
I don't know what Big Ten's got UCLA and USC.
Well, that's true too. You get it, but.
Auburn's athletic director, John Cohen, has spoken to 7 or 8 sitting head football coaches since the firing of Hugh Freeze. And I'm not sure he's spoken to them directly or just to their agents.
Are they sitting on their hands?
Yeah.
What is the deal?
He's also, now I think this is smart, he's also consulting with NFL scouts. And why I say that's really smart, I've heard of this, that other college head coaches have done this. You got to remember, the scouts go and watch the practice. They watch how practices run. They know who the good position coaches are as they're looking for NFL talent. And say they're recruiting or not recruiting or wanting to draft an offensive lineman, where they're going to go look at all these offensive line players throughout the country, and they see the offensive line coaches. So I've heard of this way back even in Southern Mississippi with Coach Carmody. The head coach asked these guys, who's doing a good job, coaching this, coaching that, and you get some insight of what's going on. This head coach at this school, this might be a small school, but he does such a great job. Practice organization is unbelievable. The guy knows what he's doing. This helps people get jobs. People are watching. They know what they can do, and these scouts get the word out to ADs and other head coaches. I think it's pretty cool that he's doing that. It's just natural. It's just the right thing to do. Now, the 2 hot names on the Auburn hot boards are, of course, Tulane's head coach, John Summerall, and the one, I don't know. I just don't know about this. Georgia Tech's head coach, Brent Key. That would be a home run hit for me.
They'd love him.
But I just don't. I can't get over the fact he played at Georgia Tech. Would you leave? If you leave to go there, it's because it's in the SEC and you win a national championship, and you're not in the ACC. You're making a lot more money. Not just him personally make a lot more money, but the program would have a lot more money. Because you see somebody leaving where they played, kind of like Louisville.
I mean, possibly.
If they get him, watch out.
I mean, everybody talks about, these guys so loyal to the program. Is the program that loyal to them as soon as they start losing? I mean, it's interesting.
It is. Yeah,
I do have an extra bit of Florida State news I just read. This just hit ESPN. The New York Giants, or as they say, the New York Football Giants, are expected to start at quarterback this Sunday, Jameis Winston.
Wow.
So instead of Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart's in the concussion protocol, so they don't know if he'll be ready to go.
Did you see the lineup for all the new cheerleaders for the Giants? They're all Muslims. It's crazy.
You know that bit you were talking about politics earlier?
I'm just telling them what I saw. I'm reporting on sports. I'm reporting on.
Hey, I can tell you this: everybody in New York's getting paid the same now.
That's right.
You know what's funny about that, though? They play in New Jersey.
That's true.
It doesn't matter. They're not New York.
Go watch The Sopranos. You know all you need to know about that. All right, let's talk about how much time I got. Oh, good. Guess what happened last night? This is embarrassing for the SEC. Who is the big name in basketball? Not Florida, but I'm in history. What's the big name?
I can't believe a certain radio owner isn't in here crowing about it.
Yeah. Kentucky. Mm-hmm. What happened to Kentucky? How'd they let Louisville beat them 96-88?
Little brother.
Louisville put it on them 96-88.
Louisville
have you fired the coach
Kentucky
yet?
Wildcats basketball coaches and thievery.
Thievery. That's a good word for it.
Thievery. What they say, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's right.
Something like that. Anyway, here's how much time we got?
How the mighty have fallen.
All right, do I have time to do this or not?
Whatever you want to do, Coach.
Whose name's on the show?
Well, who always gives me the mean looks and
who actually runs the
Don't be
show.
scared.
All right,
We do have Mark McLeod at 8:30.
I know, you know what? I'll hold off. Well, no, I'm going to do it.
There we go.
Here's the college playoff poll. The top 25. This is the poll that counts. Cincinnati is 25, 7-2. South Florida is 7-2. They're 24. 23. Tennessee 6-3.
Boo.
Pitt in a huge game against Notre Dame this week. They control it. They went out. They're in the ACC championship game anyway. They're ranked 22. They're 7-2. Iowa's 21. They're 6-3. 20 Louisville 7-2, and there are people going after their head coach also. 19's Virginia. They're 8-2. 18's Michigan, they're 7-2. 17's USC, they're 7-2. 16th Georgia Tech at 8-1. Wow, I thought they'd be higher. 15th Miami, 7-2. Vandy is 14th, 8-2. 13th Utah, 7-2. And 12th BYU, 8-1. 11 Oklahoma, 7-2. 10 is Texas, 7-2. 9 Notre Dame, 7-2. Oregon's 8-1. Ole Miss is 7th, 9-1. Texas Tech is 6th, 9-1. Georgia, 8-1. It's number 5. Number 4, Alabama, 8-1. Number 3, Texas A&M, 9-0. Number 2, Indiana, 10. I kind of thought A&M would be second this week, but that's whatever. Number 1, the Buckeyes. I don't know if anybody can beat Ohio State. They're 9-0. Speaking of Notre Dame has 7 wins. 3 have come against the last place teams in the ACC, Big Ten, and SEC. Boston College, Purdue, Arkansas, teams that are a combined record of 0-18 in league play. Overall, 5-24. Only 2 of those 5 wins came against the Power 4.
They're going to put Notre Dame in if they're 0-10.
But I watch them, the eye test, they pass it, the running backs look really good. They got 2 of the best running backs in football. But I'm like you, Glenn, I'd look really good if I had weak competition.
So the perfect response to that in 2025 lingo is, why do you hate Catholics?
No.
Don't talk politics.
That's not politics. That's How do you do that?
Anyway, we'll be right back, hopefully with the great Mark McLeod. Get out to J. Michael's restaurant today. The best seafood you'll get. The world famous keep going, J. Michael's Spaghetti.
Florida State.
Today.
Florida State.
Get out to Newbies. Have a great time. Beef Braised Lynn Haven, that's where you need to be. They're special today, 10 wings inside for $9.99. And we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
The Expired is up next. The whole Expired.
Well, let me tell you clown something, especially you, Logan, talking trash about Dwayne. Dwayne might say some crazy stuff, and he might be smoking a doobie. I don't really care. But at least Dwayne is entertaining and has something to say.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Are you looking to invest in rare coins and precious metals? Well, look no further. Coin & Bullion Reserves is Bay County's trusted source for rare coins and precious metals. Located in the heart of Panama City, our showroom is stocked with a vast selection of gold and silver bullion, rare coins, and currency. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned collector, we have what you're looking for. Our sales staff has over 50 years of experience to help guide you through your purchase. Come and visit Coin & Bullion Reserves today and build your collection with confidence.
Looking for dependable civil construction in the Florida Panhandle? CBC Construction has you covered. From land clearing and drainage to roads and underground utilities, CBC delivers high-quality work on time and on budget. Locally owned and operated, CBC is trusted by schools, developers, and municipalities. To learn more, call CBC Construction 850-740-3815 or visit cbcconstruction.com. That's cbcconstruction.com.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And when you got 90,000 people all chomping at the same time.
It's the Florida Gator Update with guest Mark McLeod. Insider information you can't get anywhere else. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Go Gators! Dun, 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 dun.
Well, I just took it from Mark McLeod.
Mark McLeod, every Wednesday, 8:30. You love it. We love it. He is the best at what he does. Local is going national. The guy's incredible. Everybody knows him in the Southeastern Conference. But before we get there, we have some breaking news. Go ahead.
Yeah, from our buddy Richard Sanders. He said, leave our head football coach alone. No, he didn't say that. He probably means it, though. But he says we have 32 lacrosse teams in town this week, and we have 8 homeschool football teams and 16 this weekend, and then 16 homeschool football teams next weekend for the National Homeschool Championships.
Wow. They get
public
They get scholarships to homeschool colleges too, don't they?
Probably.
Okay, just checking on that.
I'll tell you what, after what I see on the news.
That's being mean, Glenn.
What I see on the news, homeschool college looking pretty good.
Well, here's the deal, though. You know, we're not good enough to teach them, but we're good enough to coach them from homeschool to go into the.
I'll tell you what.
Sounds about right.
Some of those guys I've met that are homeschool, they're intelligent, man.
They are.
They are.
All right, let's bring them on. You talking about intelligent. You talking about somebody that grew up in Bay County, made everybody
Well, he was
proud.
homeschool, too.
Mark McLeod. Mark, how you doing this morning, sir?
Oh, yeah. You guys need to add next week, can we add a please go Gators when you guys yell?
Yeah. Well, I want to know. I heard the Florida game's going to be on the TBS Toon channel.
Public TV. Public TV.
That was great. 9 a.m. on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, that was Dr. Ward. That was unbelievable. Hey, before we get into Florida, I do want to ask you this. Your opinion of the second poll. I thought Texas A&M would be number 2. They left Indiana there. A couple other ones. What did you think about Vandy being ranked where they were ranked? I think they were 14th. Utah's ahead of them. BYU. Some of those teams are ahead of them. What's your take on the second week of poll? You okay with it? Anything stand out that got your attention?
Yeah, I really did think Texas A&M was going to jump. You know, again, you look at Texas A&M, now they've played 3 nationally ranked teams. They've knocked off all of them. I think the thing that hurts Texas A&M, actually there are 2 things. I think the first thing that hurt them was a couple weeks ago, that narrow win over Arkansas. What was it, 44-42, whatever it was. I think that really hurt them. And but you look at their other margin of victories throughout this season, other than obviously the Notre Dame game, which was in South Bend, kicking off the year. I mean, it's good. They've done what they needed to do according to the committee, because the committee talked about that. But that Arkansas game certainly hurt them. But, and also, some of the people that they beat, they have the 15th toughest schedule in the nation, but 2 or 3 of the teams that they've beaten, the record is really bad. I like Arkansas, and that really hurt them. But I did think this would be the week because of the narrow win, and the committee talked about that. They said, how you win it matters, and the narrow win over Penn State, who's looking for a head football coach, I thought that might be just enough to get them, guys. I did find it interesting excuse me, that there was a note there, a little note by the committee that, they beat Missouri, but Missouri's without their starting quarterback. And the first thing that hit me, and of course, me and Coach Manley had that discussion this week via text. Florida State 2 years ago. Here they are. The committee drives you nuts, guys, because they are so inconsistent. We don't know what they're looking for.
They don't either.
1 week to the next. Yeah, exactly.
I want to ask you about Notre Dame. Again, they don't have to play a conference championship game. They have 7 wins. I just read this. They have 7 wins, 3 against the last place teams in the ACC, Big Ten, SEC, Boston College, Purdue, Arkansas, and their resume doesn't look that great.
Whoever schedules needs to get a raise.
Yeah, and they don't have to do what the Big Ten has to do. They don't have to do what the SEC does. They take all their money and take it home. They don't share it with anybody, and we bow down to them. I think they should be forced into either the Big Ten or SEC. That's just my opinion. What's your take on that? And Miami beat them, and they say head-to-head counts. Miami's ranked 15th. Notre Dame's ranked 9th.
Yeah, I'm not on board with Notre Dame either. I'm like you and most everybody else, and I've seen quite a bit written about it over the past, really, more than a week. That we've just had some real issues with Notre Dame and where they are right now with all of this. And I think outside of those two teams, Miami was a little low. I thought last week at 18, I thought that's a little low. Granted, they've had 2 losses, and that's my knock on Mario Cristobal. I know I've shared that with you guys before, that he always seems to lose, be it at Oregon, be it here at Miami. He always seems to lose 1 or 2 games a year that he has no business losing. And then you look at his November record, it's abysmal. It really is.
Yeah.
So, but I still, at 18, I thought they were a little lower than they should have been. Maybe 16, maybe 15 at the most, but probably 16.
Yeah, the Notre Dame issue, though, is during COVID, the ACC let them in to have some games. I would think the stipulation would be you should be in our conference. Everything else is except football.
Yeah. And of course, by the way, Miami is 15 this week, so they did bump them up a little.
So,
Mark, before we get into football, what about Florida basketball? What's the latest going on with Florida basketball? You all right?
Oh, crap.
Mark?
Well,
it's almost, I really think we transposed over someone else's phone. That ain't Mark.
Mark, are you there?
That's not Mark. Let's try to get him back.
Is Mark on that?
I'm not sure what we're about to hear.
1-800 number? Yeah, okay.
I see dead people.
I'm not kidding. I think that's one of those things where that line jumped. I mean, because that wasn't Mark.
No, it wasn't. I was afraid of what was going to happen.
By the way, he said Texas A&M got hurt by that loss to Arkansas. Let me tell you who got hurt by that, or the win against Arkansas. Me. That's when I was in Vegas, and I had A&M in the points, and they decided they were going to play touch football in the fourth quarter and cost me lots and lots of money. So to heck with them, they should be third. In fact, I'm going to vote them 25th because it cost me money.
I thought about you when Georgia's quarterback could have scored. He kneeled down at the inch-yard line. Remember that?
Yeah, I didn't bet that one, but Vegas would have been going nuts.
He's sitting at his desk.
So
No, I'm honest to God, I've seen sports books when things like that happen. It's nuts.
Oh yeah,
it is absolutely crazy.
I think we got him back.
Well, it wasn't your fault.
Yeah, Wildcat's just having a fun little conversation.
2-hour show, Wildcat. 2-hour show.
We're not on the air or anything.
Yeah. We got him. Thank you, Mark. Sorry about that. That was Glenn.
Are you showing movies we shouldn't hear about?
You there?
There was a low flying plane, and of course a substitute pilot. I'm not sure where.
No air traffic control either.
That's right.
All right. Hey, I was asking you before we get into football. Anything basketball you want to talk about? I know defending national champs. How's everything looking down there in basketball?
I just think it's going to be a little work, a little while. People are going to have to wait for that backcourt to kind of gel and come together. But what a great game that was versus Florida State last night. That was exciting. That place was rocking, and it was an electric atmosphere. And, boy, Florida State put on a show. Florida put on a show. And, even when the Gators pulled away there at the end, here comes the Seminoles back, and I thought it was just a fantastic showing by both teams.
It was. You know, I'm tickled to death because being an old coach, they were hitting free throws. Florida State in the past, you know, I'm watching them. They can't guard you. I mean, you know, so anyway, but that's just me.
But they didn't do it granny style, Coach.
No, that's true. But there's something to be said for that.
All right, I want to get into the Florida-Kentucky ball game, which made me sick, by the way. I had watched, and I said this, and the Wildcat picked it right, but I had said I watched both quarterbacks play. I watched the Kentucky-Auburn game. I said Florida's going to win this football game. They have the better quarterback. And how wrong was I? What's going on with Lagway? What's the deal?
He's just not there, guys. I mean, he is. You know, we're seeing him fall right back into that trap again. You know, I think Mark Stoops saw some things. Obviously, there were several plays there where they baited him. They clearly baited him. Stoops was on his game. You know, and you know that just really he confused Lagway with some things. And Lagway talked about that post game. But I just think overall it's just a bad performance. I said this weeks ago. I thought that Napier, even when he was the head coach, needed to get Tramell Jones Jr. in there, and they needed to work him in for a series or so. But, you know, Lagway's his guy. He was not going to part ways with Lagway. And I think now Gonzalez and company have figured it out. I think there's got to be some thought there, guys, that they know they're going to have to go with Jones. Although Lagway is going to get the start Saturday, but man, you got to pull that. You got to pull that hook fast. Yeah, they've already announced that. You've got to pull that hook fast and go to Jones if things aren't working.
Mark, we got to take a break. We're going to come right back with Mark McLeod, finish up, talk about the Florida. Maybe the next head football coach, Florida at Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin. How's that game going to play out? Look on paper, it didn't look like it's close at all. It's like it won't be a contest, but we'll talk, Mark, about it when we get back. Right now, let's talk about some of the wonderful people we have. Vandy Roofing. Looking for a roof, there's only one place. Go local, go Vandy Roofing. Kyle does a great job. Listen to him every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. You want that yard look like a golf course? We can make it happen. Call Patrick, Turpro Pest Control #1. Not even close. They're the best. Locals taking care of locals. Steve's Bike Shop. Steve does an incredible job. Mosley swim coach. Steve Birdshaw is incredible. They've been in business since 1979. Electrical bikes are taking over the world. They got new, they got used, they got them all right there on 23rd Street, Steve's Bike Shop. Steve is an air conditioner #1. Locals, again, taking care of locals. Don't go national, go local. That's Stevenson Air Conditioning. The legendary Chad Mitchell, 26 years on Bay County sidelines. Listen to him every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be back with the great Mark McLeod in about 1 minute.
We hope.
We hope.
Read the headlines. You've seen the highlights.
Highway robbery!
But how about the unfiltered truth?
Steroid era, you can like it, love it, hate it, whatever. It's saved baseball.
Since 2017, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has been the undisputed leader for sports coverage on the Panhandle. If it matters in sports, it matters to us, and it matters to you. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna with your weather forecast from ESPN Northwest Florida on this Wednesday. Clear this afternoon and evening with a wind coming out of the west at 8 miles per hour and the high of 68. Tonight, look for a light breeze and clear skies with a temperature near 56. Tomorrow, a high around 73 and sunshine. Friday, hot with a high of 73 and sunshine. This weather forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hewitt Tire and Auto has been in business in Panama City forever. Locals taking care of locals. From the smallest to the largest vehicles, they do it all. But don't take my word for it. Listen to the experts.
Hewitt Tire and Auto, your certified AAA service center and hometown towing.
Visit them online at HewittTire.com.
On Airport Road in Panama City.
850-769-7323. Hewitt Tire and Auto Center and hometown towing.
Looking for a new way to explore Bay County? Or maybe your trusty bike needs a tune-up? Head to Steve's Bike Shop. They've got a huge selection of new and used bicycles, plus the latest electric bikes to get you where you need to
to go fast. And if your bike is acting up, their expert technicians repair all makes and models, even electric bikes. Serving Bay County for 46 years. Steve's Bike Shop, 1924 West 23rd Street, right across from Sam's. Steve's Bike Shop. Your ride starts here.
I don't always talk to Alabama fans, but when I do, I ask for large fries. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
New Florida fight song, man.
We got Mark McLeod with us this morning. We're going to get ready to talk about the Florida at Ole Miss, 6 o'clock. Mark, you look at it on paper, the scoring offense, Florida is 15th in the SEC. Ole Miss is 4th. Scoring defense, Florida's 11th. Ole Miss is 7th. Total offense, Florida's 15th. Ole Miss is 2nd. Defense, total defense, Florida's 11th. Ole Miss is 7th. Rushing offense, Florida's 13th. Ole Miss is 2nd. Rush defense, Florida's 10th. Ole Miss is 13th. Hey, we got them in one thing. Passing offense, Florida's 13th. Ole Miss is 2nd with 305 yards a game. Pass defense, Florida's 10th. Oh, God. They get up 214 yards a game. Ole Miss is 3rd. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It could be ugly. Is Florida going to just not show up and play at all, or do they respond and take some pride in that uniform? What's going to happen Saturday?
He's pondering your very thoughtful question.
Sorry, I nodded off there for a minute.
Well, it's a long question. You got to get used to it.
There's multiple choice answers.
He's trying to show that he can read.
Yeah, there you go. Reading is fundamental. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Look, this is an audition game, in my opinion. If Florida players come out there sleepwalking, you know, you got a guy who, and I guess you guys saw the press conference from Kiffin's press conference on Monday, but look, he didn't dodge anything about Florida. He just said, hey, you know, blah, blah, our players aren't talking about it. I feel like they're focused. I like, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but I like where our team is right now. We're doing what we need to do. The focus and energy there at practice, you know. He said all the right things, but he never said, I'm staying. He never even alluded to. He just kind of said, it is what it is. You know, my name's come up for this job, and we'll see what happens. And, you know, so he's playing it. Jimmy Sexton had to be doing cartwheels in there. Yeah, let's keep it going, buddy. We're going to get more money out of this from either Ole Miss or Florida or LSU or somebody. But, yeah, I really think Florida's in the picture here. I really do think that Florida is a player. And if not, then, hey, credit Kiffin for doing a nice troll job on Florida fans, and he does that often. But, you know, I just think this is if I'm a Florida player and I'm looking at it, I'm saying, hey, that could be my next coach. I better get my butt out there and I better audition and let him know. If not, guys, why aren't you every week auditioning for the transfer portal for the next guy? I mean, this performance against Kentucky, that was humiliating, as I told Wildcat. It was embarrassing. It was just it was a beat down all the way around. They were out physical on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They were out coached. It was an ugly, ugly look for the Gators.
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking the matchups are not good. I don't know.
Injuries, and we're going to find out about injuries tonight. By the way, statistically, how about this for a stat? I wrote this in my column. I got to send my columns to you guys. But who are the top 3 teams in the conference in red zone offense?
Gosh, got to be Ole Miss.
A&M's never in it. They score from midfield.
Yeah. I don't know. Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas A&M. I don't know.
How about number 1 in the nation, Oklahoma, at 1,000%?
Wow.
How about number 7 in the nation, Arkansas, at 946?
Just not
How about number 12 in the nation, Florida, at 926?
Wow.
Strange.
Arkansas is what, 2 of 2?
No, they've actually been
That's
pretty
right.
good.
Yeah.
And again, here you have two coaches, two teams looking for head coaches, and Oklahoma, as we know, spent some time without John Mateer, with a hand injury, surgery, I should say. So very interesting stat, I thought.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. If it isn't, I heard Spurrier. If it's not him, it's going to be the guy at Missouri. Is that what you're hearing?
It could be. Although with every passing week, and we talked about this before the season began. We were looking at SEC Media Days, and I said Missouri's going to be really good the first half of the year, and people are going to jump all over Missouri. But get ready for that second half of the season, and that's what they're seeing. Of course, they're down a couple quarterbacks now.
Yeah.
As we talked about earlier, so it's a little tough task right now for Drinkwitz and offensive coordinator Kirby Moore.
And Mark, there's two names that I haven't really heard come up much in all of these openings, and I'm a little surprised by both. Number one would be Pat Fitzgerald now that the lawsuit is over, and he was clearly vindicated in all of that because he did a wonderful job at Northwestern. The other one I'm shocked hasn't come up more often is Tony Elliott at Virginia. Are you hearing anything about either of those two maybe now starting to get a little bit of talk for some of the open positions?
Nothing.
That's
Absolutely
amazing
nothing.
to me.
Yeah.
What's the time frame of these hires at any school? What are you hearing about that?
Well, did you catch Kiffin's press conference? He was asked that specifically, and he was asked about Florida, and he didn't deny anything. He said what Kiffin said was, I don't know. He kind of shrugged his shoulders. He said, yeah, you have National Signing Day, but he talked about the transfer portal, and you would think things are going to have to change and have to adjust, and that was kind of his answer. He just kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man. It's good. And then if you're in the playoffs, I mean, what do you do with that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
He essentially, he finished it off by saying, it's really not something I'm looking at right now or having to look at right now. And you went, whoa. There's another thought there, another troll job, or he's potentially going to take the Florida job.
Well, look at Nebraska. He went ahead and signed the extension when they were talking about him going to Penn State. SMU coach, he signed the extension and staying at SMU. He's had that on his table there on his desk for a while. It's a lot of money. He hadn't signed it yet. I mean, that's got to be telling you something right there.
Exactly. And we know that Ole Miss and Jimmy Sexton have talked. I mean, that's been floated out there for weeks ago by Ole Miss. We know also that Florida and Scott Strickland have talked with Jimmy Sexton. So, it's a very interesting time right now. But, guys, that's why I'm saying I think he's definitely a legitimate candidate. He would be my pick. I think he's the guy for the Florida job. I think he's going to take it, but I don't know that for a fact.
Is that true, that $13.5 million, is that what you've heard?
That's what I've heard, exactly. That's exactly what I heard, that it would be the one booster that I spoke to for Florida, pretty prominent guy, said what he's hearing, it would be over $13 million. That's what he said. He didn't say 13.5, but he said over $13 million.
Yeah, I heard 13.5, 6 years.
To me, the telling thing in all of these big hires is going to be how many years they get. Are we really going to see fallout from the LSU thing and start seeing
this one's supposed to be
4 and 5 year deals instead of 10-year deals?
Yeah, this is supposed to be 6.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
true.
Mark, if you're a commissioner, wouldn't you not get together and get with the presidents and the ADs and go, look, going forward, the Big Ten, SEC, everybody gets, because it would help all of them. Let's go. We're only going to give 5-year contracts.
Collusion.
I mean, they don't have to report it.
That will go to court. That'll be considered collusion.
You don't think they can get away with it, Mark?
Yeah, Sexton may offer your ESPN owner a really sweet price and fire you for saying stuff like that on the air. You need to watch this. You need to watch yourself.
Thank you, Mark.
No, I'm serious, because they're not collectively bargained like that. That case would end up in court, no doubt.
Yeah, well, wasn't it Franklin that had a 10-year deal?
Yeah.
Well, Kelly's having to sue LSU to get his money.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Looking at him, Franklin flirting with Arkansas is very interesting, I think, too.
And I heard the guy Minnesota might be in the running for the. I don't get
Virginia Tech too. Is Franklin seems to be Virginia Tech.
Yeah. Oh, well, I was going to ask you real quick. We got about 30 seconds. Do you think there's any way Jimbo Fisher winds up coaching next year as a head coach?
Not in the SEC.
or the ACC for that matter.
I heard our boss just screaming at us.
How much time?
Not in the SEC.
All right. Hey, Mark, thank you so much, buddy. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
All right. Always good to be on with you guys.
Bye-bye.
Send us that article, buddy. Yep.
Hey, I will. I will do that.
See you guys at Jay Michaels. We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest.
Here comes the Air Force.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
Cece, do you believe the Bears have graduated